Hello, Esta here. I chose this book, Let My People Go Surfing, The Education of a Reluctant Businessman Who is Yvon Chouinard. It's French. So, I'm currently at the FGCU waterfront. It's amazing. Enjoy the view while I talk to you. So, Yvon Chouinard is the founder of Patagonia, which is currently valued at $1.5 billion. Or actually, he is valued at $1.5 billion. Patagonia is a clothing company. There's also many other branches of it, but it's basically a clothing company for outdoors activities, climbing, rock climbing, whatever you can do outdoors. Rock climbing is what he started it on, though. They currently have a revenue of $800 million, or in 2017 they did. So Yvon broke all boundaries and created a new way to run a business. It's amazing. So a good quote is by him is, if you want to understand the entrepreneur, study the juvenile delinquent. The delinquent is saying with his actions, this sucks, I'm gonna do my own thing. So I think that pretty much summarizes Yvon in a nutshell. He initially had a very negative thought about businesses because of the negative impact that they have on the environment. So one of the first things in the book says, it's business that has to take the majority of the blame for being the enemy of nature, for destroying native cultures, for taking from the poor and giving to the rich, and for poisoning the earth with the effluent from its factories. Yet business can produce food, cure disease, control population, employ people, and enrich our lives. And it can do these good things and make a profit without losing its soul. And that's what this book is about. And I got emotional reading it, I gotta be honest. I want to start a business myself one day, but I do have major concerns about the environment and the effect that my business can have on the environment, and I would like my business to have a major focus on being sustainable in whatever way that can be, even if it's indirectly and through reaching out to other businesses, and I'll figure it out as I go, but that's my main concern, and this book really gave me insight into a company that isn't like most other businesses and actually put the environment before its profits. So he thinks of Patagonia as a model for future businesses, and he wants it to just be something that other businesses can look at and be like, wow, I can actually run my business without killing the environment around me. It's amazing. Because most businesses don't think about that. I think business owners get lost in profits and being productive, but without the earth and without resources, what's the purpose of having a business? Can you even have a business without resources? I don't think so. So the major values of Patagonia include all decisions of the company are made in context of the environmental crisis, so they don't want to do any unnecessary harm. They've made many efforts to reduce pollution through transportation. They use organic cotton now. They're starting to grow locally rather than across overseas because the transportation costs so much and creates so much pollution. Also, they are very focused on quality. They're not focused on fashion or profits. And they are a big part of the community. So Yvon started by hiring his family and his family's friends and his friends' friends, and he kept it all really focused in order to keep tradition and hold true to his values, because he was only hiring people that he knew shared his values, and he knew that he isn't at the office for very long, and also their office is completely open. There's no doors or walls in Ventura, California. So I really like that aspect, open communication. Everyone's involved in all decision-making processes. So by having close family members and friends that share your values, it makes all of this much smoother. So also he follows Zen philosophy, which I think is really cool. It's all about focusing on the process of getting to where you want to go rather than focusing on the end goal. And I think by doing that, like he uses climbing as an example, and you just focus on each climb, each like step and grab and whatever else you do while climbing. And by doing that and perfecting that, you just end up at the summit. And I think if we all sort of thought that way, life would be much more enjoyable. And especially in business, when you can get so caught up in the processes of all the paperwork and everything, you should just focus on the process rather than the goal, and you'll eventually reach your goal, and it'll be much more, like I said, enjoyable. So, moving on, another beautiful quote from the book is, this is what he lives by: a master in the art of living draws no sharp distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his education and recreation. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence through whatever he's doing and leaves others to determine whether he's working or playing. To himself, he always appears to be doing both. And I think in our profession, especially, productivity and all of the things that go along with that can make you sort of lose sight of why you got into the profession, and it can make it sort of unenjoyable. And I think if we were able to mend work and play in a professional way, of course, our professions will be much longer lived and much more fulfilling. Alright, I just tagged some spots in the book that I wanted to mention to you guys. So, by the way, global consumption of water is doubling every 20 years, more than twice the rate of human population growth. If this trend persists, by 2025, the demand for fresh water is expected to rise 56% above what's currently available. Scary. What are we going to do? I don't know. We should make a change now. So he says that a successful, long-lived, and productive company like Patagonia can be compared on the most basic level with a healthy environment. So everything's related. Like I said, he keeps everyone in the decision-making process, and everything just functions together and flows smoothly. And I hope that one day my business does the same thing and follows those same trends. I'll end with a couple other quotes. There's no business to be done on a dead planet. I think that's something for all business owners and future business owners and all of us to consider. There's something we can do in all aspects of life, not just business, because we all want to be here for a while, I think. All right, lastly, this is the last quote I'll say. If you want to die the richest man, then just stay sharp, keep investing, don't spend anything, don't eat any of the capital, don't have a good time, don't get to know yourself, don't give anything away. Keep it all, die as rich as you can. But you know what? I heard an expression that puts it well. There's no pocket on that last shirt. So, in my life, I hope to leave the earth not better than I came, obviously. I can only make so much of an impact, but I hope to leave a lasting impact and influence other people to do the same. And I think Yvon did that beautifully through his company, and his impacts will last, I hope, forever. And I think this is a great theme of these days, because I think a lot of businesses are going in this direction. So this book was great. Again, let my people go surfing. I would love to. All right, enjoy.